Hello, Blockey Hockey Nation, and welcome back to the BHL. We have a full playoff series for you here tonight between the Toronto Rockets and the Minnesota Grey Ducks. One of these teams will be moving on, and the other will be going home by the end of the night. The Toronto Rockets looked really good for a lot of the season. Maybe didn't have the best mid to late season. Minnesota, the opposite story, looked pretty rough at the start of the season, then really started to bring it back, especially after trading for superstar defenseman Goriest. I'm going to send this over. I'm going to send this right over to Greatness, aka Agrushka. What do you think about this Minnesota team now that they've traded for Goriest?
I think that this has made Minnesota a lot stronger. With this defensive security, I think that their superstars like Tango and maybe even Arax will be able to create more on offense, and they're going to look a lot more dangerous on offense, I think, with the security that Goriest provides.
And I do believe that, unfortunately, Minnesota will be playing short-handed tonight. I do not see Badgers online. He's been a key offensive piece for them. Missia, how do you think Badgers' absence is going to affect this Minnesota team?
You know, the second line really was crucial for Minnesota throughout the season. It's now going to have to force Goriest onto that a little bit more responsibility with having to run the whole second line there as a center, I believe, unless he plays defense. I'm not really sure. But he's going to have a lot more responsibility, and Minnesota are going to have to dig deep into their depth. I don't know who's going to be replacing Badgers, but definitely not going to have the same caliber of offense on that second line. So it's going to be a little bit rough for them, as, you know, I think he was a really, high-octane scorer, so it's going to be a rough miss here.
And especially if Goriest does move up to center, it'll weaken Minnesota's defensive line, which has already been notably weak all season. I mean, they've been known to win games by outscoring their opponents rather than keeping them off the board. But let's go over to this Toronto team real quick. Kind of the opposite of Minnesota. One of the best defensive cores in the league in Sammy the Whale and Frumpy Bear. Zulus, what do you think about them? How do you think they're going to fare in this matchup?
I think Toronto is really hoping for that defensive core to step up tonight because they are actually missing Freyata in net tonight. It's going to be SCP-99V2, so I've heard from my inside sources, and morale is low in that locker room with who they have between the pipes.
Yeah, both teams appearing to be missing key pieces. Toronto's initial starting goaltender banned earlier in the season. So unfortunate for them, but you know, don't cheat. Send this back over to Missy. You're casting, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll send it back over to Agrushka. Looking at the rest of the pieces of this Toronto team, besides their defense and their goaltenders, what are you seeing? What kind of names are sticking out to you right now?
Something that's sticking out to me is Cat Cuddler and Joe Dog. I think that both of these players have a lot of potential to shine even greater than they have. And I was playing a little bit with Joe Dog today. I think that he really needs to lock in and provide that winger support, because I think that they can really be more dangerous if the pass is a credible threat for Toronto. And I think that's what it's been all season. So if they're able to keep that up, they can be really dangerous on the counter and in the offensive zone. So I think that's what they need to focus on.
And speaking of Joe Dog, I believe he is replacing Jed Wando, aka Jed V. I don't know what his name is right now, but that's a pretty important miss for this Toronto offense. He's been great all season. I believe we are about to get into the games. I will send it for score predictions. Agrushka? For game one. Just game one.
4-2 Minnesota.
Zulus?
3-1 Toronto.
I'm going to go with Minnesota 5-4. Missia?
I got Toronto 3-1.
Yeah, good comment.
All right, a split desk. Going to send it up to Missia. Who's color casting? Is it me?
It's you.
Okay, Missia, who will be joined by myself once again on the color cast.
Yeah, and a little bit of a strange lineup here on the face-off for both teams, but nonetheless, we'll get into this game. It's going to be Arax on defense for this first line. Typically, I think it's Tango and Goriest, so that's one of the switches that will be very apparent this game going forward, as there's going to be a quick shot there. Nothing too high quality, though, as now we're going to be back into the Minnesota zone. Looking for a slot pass is Joe Dog. That's going to be able to find it. Going to be a pung away. And a quick shot for Joe Dog off that nice pullback. Not going to be able to find the net. And the Cackle with a really quick 5-0. Not going to be able to do anything. And Minnesota are down early in the first.
And in no time at all, Arax unfortunately gives Cat Cuddler a gift in the high slot. It appears like he was in the wrong power. Very unfortunate, but I mean, that's what happens when your superstar defender is no longer playing defense. I mean, misplays like that are going to happen, and especially with Tango and ZCD, who are known to be a very highly offensive forward duo, this might prove to be a little bit of a challenge for them.
I would absolutely have to agree with you there, as now the face-off commences. Tango gonna be doing a little bit of FOV there. Gonna get called by the referee. Sorry, I was doing something real quick. All right. As now the Minnesota team is going to have to switch centers here. ZD is gonna be on it. Oh, it's on both. I didn't even notice that. Toronto will now also have to switch centers here, and they will eventually do so. First line's still out, so you know, maybe the first line for Tango and ZCDs, they can maybe get it back in blood. Sammy the Whale with a pass over to Cat Color. Gonna be defended very nicely by Arax. Sammy the Whale, very good defender. Rated #1 almost throughout the whole season, and has been proving once again this season how great of a defender he is. He's so good at just keeping shots off the net. And so it's going to be a quick shot there, but ZCD is not going to be able to find the angle there. Same with Will, electing to quickly pass it up. Not going to find anything, and it's going to be a shot towards that close side. SCP quick to it. And as I just noticed, SCP in net for Toronto. I believe they are missing both MF Rayado and Vanilla Egg, and it's going to sneak to the close side on color.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta get a little bit excited there, Amicia. I don't think the viewers heard anything from your microphone.
Dang it.
It sounded like you were being waterboarded.
My bad.
But I mean, no, Frumpy Bear just going down the wing, sends it close side on Color Drip. Color Drip not hugging his post all the way, letting a bit of a weak one through. And I mean, that's got to be rough. It does appear that Frumpy Bear is moving up to the wing. A very interesting decision, but I mean, so far it's worked out.
Yeah, I mean, he is capable of playing offense, so I'm not like completely concerned with this, but you know, I'd much prefer having Frumpy Bear on my defensive line than anything. You know, one of the better defenders in the league. I think he's on a current 15K contract. You know, he's really good at that. So kind of shocked he's back there, but nonetheless, play will continue. And my pop filter is being weird. Oh well. Anyways, pass up from the defender there, ohLuvv. Gonna try and get a pass here. Frown gonna be able to find it, but it's gonna be a little bit too powerful there, as Toronto are gonna be able to get there first. Minnesota kind of just been playing a little bit dump and chase. It's not really worked out for them. Currently only having one shot on the net, almost halfway into this first period. Now Borderline Dumb electing to take it back into his own zone here, taking his time. Probably going to try and look for an LC here as he is low on stamina. Going to eventually do so. Cat Color now on the ice. Quick little pass from Arax. Not going to find anything. Cat Color quicker to it. As Cat Color kind of losing it there, but gaining back possession. And ZCD with a quick shot, but it's going to be a little too easy for SCP there, as they have now registered their second shot on net. Sammy the Whale now, a cross pass over to Joe Dog, but not going to be privy to it. And Cat Color with a DP3, but it's going to get blocked away by the Minnesota defense. Tango now with a nice little pullback, but not going to be able to find it. And Cat Color with a quick B3, but yet again, a good save from Color Dirt. Going to need a lot more of those where he came, well, you know, to where he came from, because, I mean, honestly, starting off the night with 2 goals let up in the first is kind of brutal. Tango now marching down the boards here. Maybe going to try and look for a slot pass here, but Cat Color playing well defensively here. Not going to give Tango anything. Tango really good at just catching you off guard, getting a nice move on you, and getting a quick shot off of it. But so far, a little bit quiet. Tango trying to find a slot pass, but incapable. Sammy the Whale now. Trying to bring it up himself. Gets through. 2 defenders, but Frown eventually going to be able to get that. It's Frumpy Bear now with the puck in the corner. Going to lose it to Frown. Looking for a pullback. Almost gets it off. Yet again. Very persistent on this puck here is Frumpy Bear. Frumpy Bear maybe looking for a shot. It's going to go in on the close side. Yet again. And Frumpy Bear with 2 goals on the night. What a performance out of the defender here.
And I think both a defensive breakdown and a goaltender breakdown from Minnesota, it appeared. Frumpy Bear just pulling it back out of the corner, beating, I don't remember who was in the corner with him. I believe it might have been Frown.
It was definitely Frown.
And not a single green jersey in sight to stop him. Everybody was giving him so much space. I mean, I know borderline dumb can be threatening, but if Frumpy Bear is beating your defender out of the corner, somebody needs to help him. And then Color Derp, unfortunately, sliding out of the way of the near side.
Yeah.
Just a tragic goal, to be honest.
I mean, Color Derp has done it yet again. Somehow, some way, he's going to find a goal. I mean, find a way to let the goal into the net.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
I thought you were saying Frumpy Bear, but no, you were just
No,
dissing Color
that's
Derp.
not what I was saying. And the cross is wide open for Toronto yet again. Frumpy Bear with a really good shot. Yeah, I mean, he did save that one. It was quite wide open. I'm honestly shocked he found that one and not the other two. But nonetheless, Minnesota back in their own defensive zone. Borderline dumb with a quick pass to the slot, but not going to be able to find it. Going to be pung away. It's almost looking for a shot off the corner here. Yet again, a hit on that. Not going to be called by the referee. It's going to be on puck. Gorius now with the puck, trying to take it up himself. Not going to be able to find anything. Warrior now with a chance for P3. Nothing coming of it. Frumpy Bear now pulling it back over to Gorius. Gorius not going to be receiving that present from him. Now ohLuvv sending it over to borderline. Nice pullback from Gorius. Gorius persistent on this puck, trying to find something for his team here. Currently down 3-0. I mean, you got to try anything you really can here. ohLuvv. And forechecked in his own zone here. Very heavily. Gorius gonna find the puck eventually, but borderline dumb there to clean it up. Borderline taking it behind the back under his net here. Try and take it up himself. Not gonna be able to do it, but eventually gets through. Gonna find a shot, maybe. Nice P3 and Color Derp with an incredible save there. ZCD is now quickly sending it up to Arax. Arax with a pass over to Tango. Gonna be really easily read. Cat Cuddler trying to fight for it, but Sammy the Whale will eventually take over and send it back up to him. Maybe with a quick shot for Cat Cuddler. Cat Cuddler doing a little bit too much, getting a little too fancy now. Up 3-0. Maybe this is their chance for Minnesota. If they get a little too confident, Toronto might be able to let up some goals here, but nothing coming so far. Cat Cuddler now with the buck on the boards. Maybe looking for a cross ice pass and a big hit on the play there. Going to be called by the referee. It's going to get gloved. It's going to get called down, as it'll be a very obvious pen for Toronto. Now, can Minnesota capitalize? Can they be capable of scoring here, Sifin?
They should, because Toronto has SCP in net, but I mean, they have gotten no shots all game. I think that could change, but honestly, I don't think it will.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the confidence is at its lowest, and a quick P3 off that face-off there, but nothing coming of it, as we'll send it back over to the desk with Sifin and the rest.
And a very eventful period, unfortunately, very one-sided. Toronto up 3-0, up in shots to 8-2. However, Minnesota will start the period with a power play. We were talking about it at the end there. Greatness. Do you think Minnesota can capitalize on this power play?
I sure hope they do, just for their own confidence. It seems like they've been giving away the puck for free a little bit, maybe a lot of playoff jitters. I think that they need to have a good team talk from one of their more experienced players, maybe like Gorius or Tango, to really calm down this locker room, tell them how they can get a goal back here and get back into this game. Because Toronto's playing with a purpose that Minnesota just hasn't found as of yet.
Yeah, for sure. And look, I mean, both teams have less than ideal goaltenders in Minnesota. Color Derp has had a really rough game so far. But on the other side, SCP, not really a known goaltender. He is definitely not a BHL goaltender. However, Minnesota just hasn't seemed to test him. Zulus What do you think Toronto's doing better than Minnesota right now?
Covering the cross, I think. Minnesota's biggest issue so far is they just haven't had a guy man marking on that other side of the ice, and it's just consistent follow through by that Toronto offense every single time.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think this just goes to show the difference in the defensive cores of these two teams. In my opinion, if you're going to be a successful playoff team, you need at least one of a good defensive core or a really good goaltender. And right now, Minnesota has 0, while at the very least, Toronto has Sammy the Whale and now ohLuvv. But either way, Borderline Dumb and Frumpy Bear are generally defensive forward duos, so it ends up working out for them, I think. Off to Missia. Any final words before we start this period?
Minnesota don't figure this out. I think this series might just end 2-0. It's looking really rough out there, man.
Yeah, and I mean, before I give the mic back to Missia, I do want to say, you know, with this power play, Minnesota could make something happen. It's going to be hard for Toronto to stop these deep P3s if they go for them.
I mean, yeah, I'd have to agree here. Now, with 40 seconds to play with Minnesota, nice pass from Arax over to Tango. Tango not going to be able to find anything now. In the corner here, fighting for it, Sammy the Whale. Doing a good job here of killing it so far. Tango not really able to predict these pullbacks from Sammy the Whale. Sammy the Whale really just playing with these Minnesota players. Maybe Tango with a Michigan there, not going to find it. And a slot pass over to ZC. ZC's hitting it right into SCP's chest. What an unfortunate circumstance there. Just not going to be able to finish that nice, high-quality opportunity there. Tango now. Maybe looking for a shot on his own. SCP almost let up his close side there. But nothing coming of it now with the penalty ending here. Tango. Maybe with an opportunity. Not going to find it. Frumpy Bear now. Just electing to clear it out towards Cat Cuddler. Cat Cuddler taking his time, but whiffing over that puck there. Frumpy Bear now. Defending against Tango. Tango not going to be able to do much with it. Going to just send it up is Frumpy Bear. Cat Cuddler now chasing past this puck here. Not going to find anything. It's going to be 5-0 done to them. Joe Dog now with an opportunity. The rookie maybe going to be able to find that close side. Nothing coming of it. Cuddler finally privy to it. Not letting up those close sides no longer. I mean, I'll tell you that much. He's learning as the game goes. I'll tell you that. Arax trying to defend against Jodog. Jodog almost gets a pullback, but nothing coming of it. Gorius now taking it up on the boards here. Looking for a pass over the cross. But Evil Biscuit Talk OK is not ready for it. ohLuvv now with a cross pass over to Jodog. Jodog not going to be there. Going to be a nice read coming out from Frown. Frown now. Maybe looking for a clear up to Gorius. Gorius going to be on this puck, but not going to be able to do anything with it. Borderline Dumb just electing to try and clear it up. Frown now with the puck. Incapable of really doing anything, I guess, but finally eventually does something here. Maybe gonna get a cross pass over, but not enough power on it. Unfortunate for him. Biscuit okay trying to do something here, but Gorius now taking it up himself on the boards here, guarded by 2 people here. I'm not sure why he wasn't trying to pass it, but nonetheless, Frown now. Maybe looking for a cross. Gonna whiff over it initially. Now read by Toronto. Toronto now taking it back under his zone, but ohLuvv actually kind of whiffing over here now. Biscuit Talk, hey, might get a shot, but not going to be finding it. Border now. Not going to be able to do anything with it as Minnesota playing decent defense now in this second period. Sammy the Whale taking control. Maybe Frumpy Bear with a shot on that far side, but he sits it so far to the left or right. I don't know my left and right. Sorry, guys. Far left. Sammy the Whale now in the corner here. Maybe looking for a slot pass. Not going to be able to find it. Well defended by Minnesota. Minnesota maybe with the pressure on them, feeling maybe having their backs turned to a wall here. ZCD is going to try and send it up to Tango. It's going to be easily read by Toronto yet again. And so, oh my goodness, yet again. Kakala with a really high octane opportunity, but not going to be able to finish on it. Toronto, I mean, they're really, really well at playing these counter plays and unfortunately not capable of finishing them, I guess. But hey, it's still 3-0, so nonetheless, Minnesota. What? Tango just electing to clear it up into their own zone. I don't really understand what he did that for, but nonetheless, Cat Color sending over to Sammy the Whale. Sammy the Whale not going to be able to get that in time. Tango going to be taking control here. Maybe looking for some moves in the corner here, stuck on his own, but SCP going to be able to clear that back over to Sammy the Whale. Arax with the puck in his own zone. Tango went for a LC. Gorse, though, going to be able to chase it, but maybe overcommits. Borderline dumb, maybe with an opportunity. Gonna go far left yet again. Still really good opportunity coming out here from Toronto. And yet another slot pass coming to Frumpy Bear. Frumpy Bear looking for his Hattie right here. Will he be able to find it? I wonder. If he does, I already know I'm going to go crazy. So just be ready, guys, okay? Anyways. ohLuvv getting forechecked by Biscuit here. Going to be able to break it out himself. Maybe he has the opportunity to the cross. Not enough power, though. JoeDog not going to be able to reach it in time. Frown now with the puck. Going to send it towards the cross. Gorgeous with an opportunity, but gets a little too pretty with it. Just need to rip a shot right now, man. It's 9 shots to 4. You just got to get something up there. Gorgeous. Back in his own defensive zone. Borderline trying to win the possession here. Not going to be able to find it. Gorgeous. Playing decent with the puck in his hands, but just not able to capitalize with so many opportunities. A big hit on the play there. Not going to be called by the referee. ohLuvv now. Trying to send it up to his forward here. Gonna like to take it himself, but it's gonna be a better back check by Biscuit. Okay. Frown now with the puck in his zone. Gonna get forechecked by JoeDog, and JoeDog with an opportunity. Gonna be able to put it in the net there. An incredible goal from JoeDog, the rookie.
And I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that Minnesota hasn't been punished earlier this period. Toronto seeming to have forgotten how to shoot. I did watch Borderline Dumb, Cat Cuddle, and Frumpy Bear all miss wide open chances. JoeDog, though, I mean, Frown, a little bit of a slow play out of his zone, gets stripped by JoeDog and just takes a quick 5-hole shot. And I mean, that one you can't blame on Color Derp at all. I mean, it's a 5-hole from literally the middle of the slot. Not a lot that a goaltender can do about that, and I mean, Minnesota has to start doing something. I mean, at least Toronto is shot chucking and it's working, but Minnesota not even sending anything towards the net, it feels like.
And you know what's funny about Toronto's shot chucking? All the lower quality goals that I would expect a goaltender to, save, have been going in, but every single higher one, they either whiff on or they just get saved by Color Derp. I don't know. Does this guy like higher quality shots? Maybe we just need to be playing no defense and letting up the higher quality shots so that he can, get back into the game here. But nonetheless, low-key kind of yapping. We're going to be in Toronto's zone here. Catcolor trying to fight for the possession. ZCD is playing well on the forecheck, but eventually going to get beat. Catcolor with an opportunity to cross it here to Borderline Dumb. Going to find it. Borderline. Gets a nice pullback out the zone. Going for that close side. But nothing going to come here. Good pullback. Borderline Dumb. Maybe with an opportunity yet again, but he whiffs over and a big hit on the zone, but it's not going to be called by the referee. As now, it's going to get killed down by Arax as period ends 4-0. We'll send it back over to Siphon on the desk here.
Yeah, and another, I guess, somewhat eventful period. 1 goal from Toronto. A lot of other missed chances. Minnesota still just, I mean, they're just kind of there. I don't know, they're not really doing anything. I'm going to send this over to Zulis first. What do you think's going wrong for Minnesota? What can they change in the rest of this game and then later on, game 2? Like, what players specifically do you think need to step up?
I think those wingers need to step up. There's not enough counterplay being created from that defensive turnover that Minnesota keeps trying to capitalize on. So I think, quite frankly, if their wingers don't start finding the right open space and the opportunities, that it's just going to be a shallow offensive game for the next 6 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, also, like, I do want to add Gorius, I think, needs to play a little bit more defensively. I've seen him kind of jumping at pucks and taking really aggressive 50-50s, and sometimes he will just lose it, and then he will be putting his rookie defender, maybe not rookie, but a newer defender, Frown, in 2-on-1s that you just can't always expect a newer player to stop. I'm going to send it over to Missia real quick. Who do you think is scoring next? Give me a name.
Give me, wait, let me look at the roster real quick here. ohLuvv, no, he doesn't score anymore. Send me the whale, that guy has nothing. Give me like LCM 1121.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, Minnesota, predicting Minnesota to get one real quick off of the stick of rookie defenseman LCM. I don't even know if he's playing in this game. And off to over to Igrushka before we get back into the period. What do you think the final score of this game is going to be now?
6-1. Frumpy Bear's going to complete the hat trick. He's playing with the rage inside of him
Frumpy Bear's
tonight.
so cute.
And who's scoring for Minnesota besides
Give me
LCM?
ZCBS.
That's a pretty fair prediction. He scores a lot of goals. Anyway, I'm going to send it back up to Missia so he can talk some more. I know he loves to talk.
Anyways, Minnesota could be winning that face-off there. Tango, no. Gonna be trying to win the puck on Sammy the Whale. Sammy the Whale playing really good defensively on Tango this whole night. Really can't forget to give a candle to him. I mean, he's rated the #1 defender almost throughout the whole season for a reason.
Did you just say he does nothing on the desk? I'm not sure if I heard that right. I believe that's what you said.
Anyways, like I was saying, Sammy the Whale here. Gonna try and win the corner battle with Tango. Gonna be able to eventually get it done. Maybe looking for a cross-ice pass here. Sorry. Anyways, Joe Dog now with the puck in the zone here. Arax gonna try and defend it, but he's incapable of doing so. Arax really is meant to be a forward. You know, he actually lined with Youppi in BHCL. Anybody remember that? Anyone? Anyways, ZCD's now with the puck in his own zone. Gonna try and take it up himself. Guys, Youppi remembers that. Did you know that? Anyways, Frown now is gonna try and send it up to ZCD. He's not gonna be able to be finding anything there. And yes, as I said earlier, this dump and chase gameplay from Minnesota has just not been working out. I mean, Toronto has been able to read it every single time, and it's just looking brutal out here. And I don't know what's making Minnesota think that this play style is going to help them out. They are currently down Badgers. I mean, it's just not going to help. They need to play the possession more, as now Toronto going to play decent defense here. Collapsing really well on Biscuit OK. Biscuit OK, though, still privy to it. Trying to forecheck against ohLuvv. ohLuvv. Really good defender. I think he won, what was it? Didn't he win like a finals MVP? Something like that, right? And as a defender or something. Yeah, but, you know, he's like good, you know. Anyways, Gory's now trying to look for a slot pass here. Not going to find it. It's going to be maybe a close side shot, but it's not going to come in. SCP really not been tested tonight. And it's going to be a slot pass from Gorius there. Really techie pass there, but unfortunately, Biscuit OK, not ready for that one. Arax sending it up to Biscuit, but ohLuvv crouching on that. Gonna be able to kill the play here, as now Frumpy Bear gonna try and send it, but Biscuit OK, ready to send that pass. And it's a slot pass from Biscuit to Tango, and Tango with the first goal for Minnesota. Now it is 4-1. Can Minnesota come back? I don't know myself, but maybe Syphon does.
Oh, well, I'm gonna say no. But anyway, I mean, definitely at the very least a huge morale booster for Minnesota, especially going into a game 2. Tango, I mean, gets a slot pass from Biscuit. A very simple textbook play, just a double hit from the slot. And Toronto, Tango, I believe, was coming on for a line change. Toronto was not marking him yet, and is wide open and puts it past SCP.
Yeah, and just wanted to point this out. You know, earlier I was blazing Sammy the Whale, and you tried to call me out and say he does nothing. But, you know, he was on for that goal, so he actually does do nothing. He let up a goal. How dare he? Anyways, Arax now trying to win it into their own zone. Going to be able to do that, but Cat Cutler playing really well defensively yet. Again, as we said earlier on the intermission desk, the first desk, that Toronto's core on paper is probably one of the best defensive ones that you could ever really imagine. And this season didn't really pan out for them. You know, there's a lot of mishaps in terms of, I guess, management, in my own opinion, but nothing coming of it. Tango with a nice pass over to the cross, not going to be able to find it. Is ZCD's a little bit too slow to that one. Tango now trying to stay on this puck here, keep his team in the game. Tango currently on a 40K contract, used to be at 45, you know. I mean, he's kind of taking a dip in terms of gameplay. 3v3 really did ruin him, but I think Tango still has a chance here to be one of the best. And it's going to be a close side shot. He'll send it towards SCP, but not enough power on that one. By the way, Youppi, you're still on replay, apparently. Anyways.
You good?
Yeah, sorry, I was doing something. Gorius now on the puck here. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading something that's distracting me. Goes with a nice slot pass over to Evo Biscuit. Okay, I don't like reading his name. Biscuit, not going to find it, though. Not ready for that one. Gorius now sending it back into his own zone. And Gorius trying to break it out on borderline dumb. Not going to be able to do so, unfortunately. Gorius eventually breaking free. Taking it himself here. Just kind of dumps it yet again. I mean, as I said previously, dump and chase is just not going to work here. But they keep insisting on it. Arex now sending it over to Biscuit. Biscuit trying to cross it over to Gorius here. Not going to find it, though. Gorius a little behind the play here. This Minnesota are kind of slow here. I think they need... Wait, are they slow? Slash damn Gorius. They are slow. They're going to need LCs eventually, but for now, they're fine. Frumpy Bear trying to get a pass there. Maybe. Or no, a shot, sorry. But nothing of it. Frumpy Bear just trying to play keep in. But won't be able to. And Frumpy Bear maybe with a shot, but eventually Gorius gets to that. Tango now on the puck. A big hit on that play. Not going to be called. Same with the Web playing better defense on Tango. Tango now chasing past this puck. Not going to find it. Same with the Well with a nice little tech to get past him. Gorius now taking his time in his own zone here. 40 seconds left almost on the clock here. They need to find something. It's only 4 to man. I mean, if you can find 3 goals in 30 seconds, I mean, that'd be cool, but I don't really think it's possible. Gorius now gonna eventually get it past Frumpy, but not gonna happen as Arax is beat yet again. Sleepy Temple maybe with a shot. Not gonna find it. Sleepy Temple almost gets a pass off, but Sammy the Whale takes over for him. Tango now marching down the boards, gonna find a shot, but it's gonna get blocked away by Sammy the Whale. Oh no, that was actually Cat Color. And yet again, almost gets a shot, but it just keeps getting blocked away. Tango not gonna be able to find his footing this game offensively, but Gorius trying to help him here, but nothing's gonna happen as the game is going to end 4-1 for Toronto.
And, you know, a little bit closer towards the end there after that disastrous first period from Minnesota, only let in 1 in the third period and actually win the third period with that Tango goal. We'll see if they can keep that momentum heading into game 2.
Yeah, as we'll take maybe like a short little break here. Trying to, you know, take a plane ride.
What? And welcome back. That was a quick plane ride. We're already back in Toronto now instead of Minnesota. Unfortunately for the Grey Ducks, they did go down 1-0 in the series after that 4-1 score that we just witnessed. I'm going to send this over to Greatness first. What do you think Minnesota should be looking at changing going into this game?
I think that they really have to switch up how they're playing offense. It seems like they're trying a lot of just putting it into Toronto's zone and hoping they make a mistake, but unlike Minnesota, Toronto doesn't make those same defensive mistakes. So I think that what they really need to find is a connection between the centers and the wingers. I'm looking at Tango and ZCDS and thinking how many goals they've scored together this season, and they really just need to channel that momentum again in this game to really bring it back.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I would like to add, towards the end of that game, Minnesota did start to look better defensively. At the same time, Toronto honestly looked worse offensively. Do you think Toronto is going to look at changing anything, or maybe is there an aspect of Toronto's game that was a little bit weaker towards the end of that game, Zulus?
More time.
Do you think Toronto is going to look at changing anything?
I think the way they played is an unsustainable level of play. You know, I don't think Color Dirt was going to make the same mistakes he did in that game that he will translate over into this game. You know, I think if they keep trying to take advantage of poor positioning, he's going to adjust accordingly, and they're going to have a rough time finding a way to put the puck in the net.
Yeah, and to be honest, this team's finishing is worrying me a little bit. They looked pretty solid in the first, but I mean, obviously a few mistakes from Color Dirt, but some pretty solid shots from the likes of Cat Cuddler and Frumpy Bear to start the game off for Toronto. But, I mean, after watching the end of that game, I'm not really sure who's going to be potting the goals for them. Usually I would point to Jed Wando, because he's been a really good goal scorer this season. But he's not here tonight. Missia, how do you think Toronto is going to be looking at scoring goals?
Yeah, I mean, it's always like I said previously, it's always going to be off those counter plays. I mean, Toronto really well defensive team, and every single time they're just waiting for this puck to come into their own crosshair, putting it away, and just go for a quick little offensive play. I mean, you saw it time and time again in the previous game how they just love to play these counter attacks no matter what. So I think if Toronto just keeps up this defensive play, and no matter what, they're going to be able to score, no matter who it is finishing the shot.
Yeah, I mean, we will see if Toronto can manage to shoot less than 2 blocks wide of the net. Their shooting was looking pretty rough out there last game, if I'm going to be honest. I think they got lucky on some of Color Derp's mishaps. We'll send it back over to Greatness. We're going to do early score predictions and explain your thought process a little bit here.
I'm going to go for 3-2 Minnesota, 1 because I just want it to be an exciting series, and 2 because I think they can channel some of that energy from the last third period into this game and really lock down defensively, and I think they do have the possibility to score goals and make this thing interesting.
Zulus?
I think 2-1 Toronto in overtime, Frumpy Bear game-winning goal.
Missia?
Give me like 3-2 Toronto. Oh,
Okay.
and oh my bad. And give me like a Sammy the Whale goal.
Okay, that might be the wildest prediction we have seen so far. I'm gonna take Toronto. I'm gonna take Toronto 2-0. I'm not really happy with Minnesota's offense without Badgers, and I haven't really seen. And I think Tango's been being shut down by Sammy the Whale, so I don't think they're gonna be able to pot one here. And I'll send it back up to Missia for the second and potentially last time tonight on the cast.
Thank you. As Minnesota could be able to win that one. ZCD is playing very aggressive on this face-off initially here. But Toronto being able to react very well here. Tango now with a nice fullback on this puck here. Not going to find anything. Sammy the Whale. Very, very defensive. He's not letting up any shots for the most part, at least. And it's looking good here. I mean, Toronto has looked disciplined. I mean, this is what you expect out of them. Every single player on the ice is really good, and it's going to be a quick shot. It's a really good pass from Tango over to ZCD's on the cross there, and ZCD is going to be able to bang that out. That is the sniper, let me tell you, man.
And my prediction, wrong already 30 seconds into the game. A fantastic shot from ZCD. A little bit of a mistake on the part of SCP, leaving his short side open, but nevertheless a good pass from Tango. No Toronto player was covering it, or if they were cheated over too far to the puck, and they get punished pretty much instantly by ZCD.
Yeah, for sure. And Sally Sells seashells by the seashore.
Okay.
Nonetheless, though, Minnesota going to be able to win that face-off initially. Gorius now. Fighting for the puck in the zone here. ohLuvv playing well, though. Very disciplined defender. I mean, he's been looking really good, subbing it. Not really subbing in, but playing defense for Frumpy Bear. Frumpy Bear with a counterattack. Frumpy Bear not going to be able to get the goal, but it's going to be another nice tech coming out from him. But yet again, it's going to be defended by Minnesota. Minnesota playing a little bit more heads up here. But Frumpy Bear matching that energy. I mean, he's looked really good this series so far. And he's already shown you yet again how good he can be on that offensive zone. Now Frumpy Bear on the puck here. Going to be able to initially win it against Frown, but Frown can get that nice ping. ohLuvv dumb on the puck here. Going to maybe look for a P3. Going to be able to get past both defenders. Not going to be able to get it eventually, though, as ZCD is going to be able to get back there. ohLuvv sending it over to Borderline Dumb just kind of dumping it past Frown here. Going to chase it. Going to get a nice pullback. Almost getting a shot there, but unfortunately not going to be able to finish that. Tango now. Taking it up the middle here. Going to be met by Frumpy Bear, so unfortunately going to be back in his own zone. Little hit in that corner there, not going to be called, obviously, as Tango now breaking free. Maybe has an opportunity for a shot. Gonna have a shot there as Tango. Not going to be able to bury that, though. Tango with an opportunity to send it to the slot, but it's going to get panged away by Sammy the Whale. I mean, yet again, another example of Sammy the Whale playing incredibly defensively. Tango now with an opportunity out the corner here. Heavily defended by Cat Color. Cat Color playing well too. I mean, really nice line in general. Cat Color whiffing on that initial puck there. It's going to be a pen on the play on Minnesota. Good call from the referee, as I didn't even know what the call was, to be honest. So Sam can talk about that.
I also did not see the call, but it is going to be a power play for Toronto. After going down 1-0 early, this could be a good chance for them to get back into it, especially against a team that has not been as defensively strong. So you will see if they can find a way to capitalize on this power play.
And a quick P3 pullback off the faceoff, and Joe Dog with another pullback, and it's in! It's in on Colored Derp! Colored Derp not going to be able to do anything with that shot. Toronto going to be able to capitalize on this power play fairly quickly there.
And, I mean, Joe Dog receives the initial pullback off of the faceoff, completely fans on the puck, and I believe both Minnesota players committed on his whiff. But Joe Dog recovering well. I mean, he's able to just pull it back, and a wide open P3. And, I mean, that's not a shot that you can ever expect Colored Derp to save, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's right in his face, and it's a red heart P3. I mean, you can't really expect that from him. And Sammy the Whale going to be trying to send it up to Cat Color. It's going to be really well defended by Minnesota, as Sammy the Whale now back in his zone here. Boris is on Sammy the Whale, but can he be able to keep it out? And Sammy the Whale eventually going to be able to break free here. Maybe looking for a cross pass, but unfortunately not going to be able to do so. As Frown now in his corner, maybe looking for a pass. Going to try and break it out on his own. Is eventually going to be able to do so, but nothing coming of it. I mean, the Toronto are just waiting for these passes, and yet again, I mean, you see it there. Even if Gorius kind of jumped on his own bench there, it doesn't matter. I mean, yet again, it's just like you already know what's going to happen. If Toronto know what's going to happen, they're going to, you know, play to counter it, and it's worked every single time. Arex now trying to chase this puck. Going to eventually be able to catch it, and Toronto with a nice play, almost going to get over to Frumpy Bear's stick, but unfortunately not going to be able to hit it. Biscuit okay now on the puck here, crouching it. Nice ping from him. Now he's stuck in the corner here, but ohLuvv eventually going to be able to break it out here. Borderline dumb, persistent. ZCD's now on the puck, taking it back into his behind his net, sending it up. Arex going to be able to catch that puck. Not going to be able to do anything with it, as yet again dumped up behind the defender, but the defender is just playing it really well. And Frumpy Bear now on the puck with ohLuvv. ohLuvv eventually just sends it over to the cross. Frumpy Bear trying to fivel it under that defender, but not going to be able to eventually take advantage. But Arex with a lot of time sends it up into the middle, but it's going to be really easily defended by Toronto. And Tango with a pass over to ZCD. ZCD with a shot, and it's directly into SCP's chest. And nonetheless, though, a great save. And Tango with another opportunity. What a great pullback on the blue line. Tango taking over now. It's 2-1 for Minnesota.
And Toronto's defense has looked a lot worse in this game too. I do believe that the line that was just scored on was the line with Frumpy Bear moved up to wing, and I wonder if they're kind of seeing the cons of that decision. I mean, ohLuvv on the wing wasn't doing terrible for them in the regular season, and Frumpy Bear, to be honest, has not looked so great in that offensive position. I mean, he's had a couple of chances, but I don't even think he swung at the last pass he got.
Yeah, I think you are right. Maybe just a little too fast for him. And Cat Color now with a nice pullback in that neutral ice. Not going to be able to find it as Cat Color Derp a little bit more privy to it. Cat Color now in the corner here. The nice slot pass over to Joe Dog. Joe Dog not going to be able to take advantage. Sammy the Whale taking it over to the cross. A nice 5-0 for Cat Color, but unfortunately, a better save for Color Derp. Toronto not going to be able to capitalize on that great play they had going there.
It's been a common theme in this series so far for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't got any shooters, man. You're really missing out on Jed Wando. And nice pass over from Sammy the Whale to Cat Color. Really good connection there, but unfortunately, going to be well defended by Minnesota. Minnesota having to defend against Sammy the Whale. Sammy the Whale now in the offensive zone. Maybe he can get that goal that I was talking about earlier. And, of course, he does nothing with it. And now we're stuck in the corner here. A little bit of a hit there in that corner, but not going to be called by the referee. Sammy the Whale.
Obviously.
Can we ban everyone on the stage? Anyways, nonetheless, now Minnesota going to be able to take it up on its own. Corius. Maybe looking for a slot pass here. Going to eventually get a shot, but it's going to be easily saved by SCP. SCP, a new goaltender. Not, I think he's more known as a skater, really, but going to step up for Toronto. Nice pass from Borderline Dumb, and maybe a tiki-taka play there. Nothing's going to come of it. Minnesota defending against Arax. Nice pullback from Borderline Dumb. Maybe with a shot opportunity on that far side. And it's going to be Borderline Dumb to equalize it for Toronto. What an incredible goal from him.
And after a broken up play, Frumpy Bear once again receiving a pass, and this time, for some reason, just P wanting it back to border. Play gets broken up. Borderline Dumb able to find a fast fullback and get a clean breakaway. And I mean, Borderline Dumb, definitely one of the better shooters on this Toronto team. Not the kind of person you want to be giving a breakaway to, and he makes no mistake in burying that one, and this game is tied.
Yeah, and yet again, another shot that College really can't do anything about. So, and that's going to be a really big FOV there on that. So, going to be switching centers here, as Minnesota are going to stack their lines, and so is Toronto here. Wait, actually, no, this is not even a stack for Toronto, but Minnesota going to try and get a quick little goal here to equal, get back up 3-2. Glorious now with a shot opportunity. A nice save from SCP on that one. And it's going to get killed down by Toronto, as we will now send it back over to the desk with Siphon.
Yeah, thank you, Miss. Yeah, a very eventful period. Minnesota leading the shot department 6-5, but both teams tied at 2 goals, which is the stat that really matters. Gonna send this over to Zulis first. What do you think that Minnesota changed? Why do you think they're playing as good as they are now?
They're capitalizing off of that weak forecheck that Toronto has going on right now with Frumpy Bear playing up on the wing. I think they're finding a way to turn that defensive turnover play into offensive opportunities, and I think it's the biggest factor of their success in that first period.
Yeah, I mean, and Toronto, on the other hand, seeming like they can't capitalize on anything. Greatness, why do you think that is? Well, actually, I'm lying. They have 2 goals, but, I think Minnesota's been doing a better job of finishing this period. Greatness, what do you think is the reason for that?
Yeah, I mean, they must have switched team meals, the wingers between Toronto and Minnesota, because it's looking like the Minnesota wingers are just locked in like the Toronto wingers were last game. I think that Frumpy Bear and Joe Dog need to find their footing again and realize that this match is tied again. They're no longer winning by a large amount of goals and lock back in.
honestly, if I'm Toronto, I would almost consider switching ohLuvv back to winger and Frumpy back to defense, just so your defense is more solid on that second line, because they have conceded at least one goal. And yeah, I don't know if that line is looking too good. Amicia, what are your thoughts on that? Okay, no thoughts up there. No thoughts from Amicia.
On what?
Do you think that Toronto should consider switching Frumpy and ohLuvv back to what they usually play?
I mean, you know, Frumpy is a typical defender, so I mean they probably should do that. But you know, I don't even think he's looked that bad offensively. He's just kind of bricking every single time. Yeah. So
I do think that is kind of the main purpose of a winger, is to finish shots. So yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do
actually,
better in this period. Oh yeah, you don't know about finishing?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, figures.
What?
You suck.
Who is talking right now? Anyways, Sammy the Whale now. Nice pull by for him on the boards here. Gonna take it up into this offensive zone. And unfortunately not gonna be able to do anything with that cool little play there. As Tango stuck in his corner here with Ben now. Nice slot pass. Not gonna find it. I don't know why I just said Ben. And now, Sammy the Whale. Maybe looking for a slot pass yet again. Almost getting shot, but nothing gonna come of it. And he's just doing a whole lot of nothing out there as Cat Color now gonna try and breaking it up the boards here. Not gonna find the puck under him. Tango. Nice pings coming out from him. Arax now just trying to get it back into this Toronto zone. Sammy the Whale though. Playing really fast right now. It's going to be a nice pass over to Borderline Dumb. Borderline Dumb maybe with an opportunity. Not going to find it, though, as two of the Minnesota defenders are on his back there. Gorius now. Going to try and take it up the boards. Not going to be able to get past Frumpy Bear there, as they don't do the change that we suggested. So clearly they're not in the stage right now. As almost getting a shot there was Borderline Dumb, but going to go a little wide there as Gorius now taking it back. Just going to take his time, maybe. Unfortunately, going to lose the puck to Toronto. Toronto now with the puck in their own zone. Gregorius playing well on the forecheck here. It's going to bounce off SCP, but not going to be able to capitalize on that. Toronto now maybe with an opportunity for Frumpy Bear. But Frumpy Bear not going to be able to find that close side that I bet he was looking for. Nice pullback for Frumpy Bear. Two Borderline Dub, but Border not ready for that one. And Minnesota playing better on that defensive line. Gorius now taking it up himself, marching it down the boards here. Borderline going to eventually take control of that puck. But Gorius with a nice pass, almost getting it to the slot, but too many defenders in the way. It's Frown now. Kind of just gives it to them. And maybe a cross-ice pass for Gorius to Biscuit, but not going to find it. Frown now on the puck here, but going to be late to it. And maybe Borderline Dumb with a shot there. Nothing coming of it. Borderline Dumb kind of just doing some cool moves and not going to find anything. Maybe it should have just settled for a pass there. A little bit of a dangerous play from Frown there. Kind of just passing it to the slot himself. Frown sending it back up to ZCD. And ill-advised LC from him. And almost Toronto is able to capitalize, but nothing. It's just been brick after brick. And ZCD's now with the puck. Not going to find a shot. And looking for some nice moves there. And a big hit from Tango onto Cat Color. Going to be called on puck by the referee here. Tango now, trying to win it past. Not going to find it. Cat Color playing well defensively here. Going to try and get into their offensive zone. Tango now with an opportunity. Going to maybe look for a shot. It's going to sneak by his SCP as Minnesota are now up 3-2 in the middle of this second period.
And Toronto, after missing the net another 5 times, gives Minnesota their one and only shot chance of the period, I believe. Maybe they had like one other shot chance, but I mean, it seemed to be the first real good chance that they've gotten, and Tango makes no mistake, and maybe Toronto could learn a little bit something from that. I mean, he shot out within the confines of the goal, which, you know, I think Toronto could take some notes from, if I'm being honest here, Missia.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. As Minnesota has completely turned around this series, in my own opinion. I mean, they were playing like lost dogs out there in the first game, and eventually now they're up 3-2 in game 2. As Sammy the Well now Trying to take it up himself here. Looking for a DP3. Not going to be able to find it. Another chance maybe, but Arax going to be above that puck. Not going to be able to find the shot here. Arax now taking it up himself. Sending it up to Tango, actually. Never mind. To take that back. And Tango now fighting for this puck possession here, as there's 2 Toronto defenders on him. Same with the Whale. Eventually going to be able to break it out here. Taking it up himself yet again. Going to march it down, but not going to be able to find the pass. But Joda whiffing on that shot opportunity there. Now, Biscuit in his own zone. Just gonna eventually pass it up to Gorius. Gorius now trying to break it through Cat Color. Cat Color playing too good on that defensive line. ohLuvv now taking control. Going behind his net here. Getting chased by Gorius. Gorius not gonna be able to forecheck that one. He's been playing really well on this forecheck, to be honest with you, and it's been looking really annoying to be a Toronto defender. Gorius with a slot pass. Not gonna be able to capitalize is Biscuit. Now, Frumpy Bear. Gonna elect to take it himself here. Trying to break it through Gorius. Gorius just a little too good on that ping there. I mean, Gorius now chasing this puck. A nice ping yet again from him. Gonna look for a shot. SCP looking sharp. Gonna try and break it out is ohLuvv, but Gorius is common. It's currently on the puck at all times in that offensive zone. Borderline dump going to be able to eventually break through with an opportunity where he whiffs over the puck. Unfortunate for Toronto. And then a quick DP3 there in Blue Hearts. But nothing for Frumpy Bear here yet again. It's going to be another brick for Toronto. Currently the shots are 8-7. I mean, it's looking like a close game, Stefan. I mean, I honestly can't tell you who's going to win this one.
I don't think this game would be close if Toronto could shoot.
Hey, you got to be a little bit nicer, dude. What the hell?
Oh,
but you are kind of right.
Sorry. I think I can't be nicer about that one, man. This is hard to watch.
You know, Toronto are currently suffering from having a nice win for Tangle. What a nice Michigan now would have been for him. Would have been. I can't even think of what it's saying. A big hit on that play is going to be called by the referee. It's on the wrong team, though. I think that was on Minnesota there.
And a lot of things happening really fast. I believe this penalty is going to be called on Toronto. Toronto players not very happy with the call, but Minnesota, regardless, is going to get their second power play of the night. And when you're down by 1, you absolutely do not want to be on the penalty kill.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, it really just ruins your mental, especially if you believe that that call just wasn't the right one in that moment. I mean, I bet Toronto are going to start getting in their own heads. I know throughout the season it's been kind of proven that they are the type of team to tilt. So this could be the reason why they lose this game. And Tango trying to get a little fancy with the moves and not going to be doing anything with it. And
looking like Sam Gobel out there, man.
Honestly, man, as that will be the end of that period. It's currently 3-2 for Minnesota, as we'll send it back over to Stefan.
And yeah, I'd have to agree for sure there. Sorry, that was my Missia impression. Anyway, thank you, Missia, for casting that period or something. Minnesota manages to find one there, breaks the tie, and it is up 3-2, up 9-7 in shots. And you have to wonder, with all the offense Toronto's been able to generate, how they haven't managed to score yet. Either way, I'm going to send this over to Greatness. What player for Toronto do you think needs to step up if they're going to improve their offense?
Man, last game I really saw Frumpy Bear playing with the passion of his life with those 2 goals. And I think that a lot of their goals last game came from Color Derp's mistakes, and he's just not making those same mistakes these games. But they still have the same open looks that they weren't able to capitalize on last game, which I think they could have won by a lot more, even though it was a blowout. So I think here they need to take those good cross looks and actually aim on net, and Frumpy Bear and Joe Dog need to finish these off.
And yeah, I mean, Minnesota not the best defensive team. I do feel like that sometimes like these Toronto wingers have chances and they just aren't hitting the net. Again, I do wonder what would have happened if they had Jed Wando, but at the same time, Minnesota missing one of their 2 main superstars. I'm going to send this over. Who did I? Zulis. This is Zulis' turn. Right. I forgot for a second. What do you think Minnesota is doing so well right now? Do you think they're playing well? Maybe they're getting, or do you think they're just getting bailed out by Toronto's mistakes?
I think Toronto's mistakes are bailing them out, yeah.
Anything else to add?
No, that's it.
Okay, fair enough. That is what I asked you, I guess. Anyway, before I send this back up to Missia, I would like to point out that this period will decide whether this series goes to a Game 3 or whether Minnesota gets sent home and gets swept by Toronto. So we will see what happens this period.
On the line. Famous line there, as now Minnesota gonna be on the power play here as sorry. Toronto trying to break it out here. Kakala gonna be on the puck. Tango playing really well on that back check. Same as well now, elected to take it back to his corner. Nice little breakout there for him. Gonna have a nice quick opportunity. It's gonna be a cross ice path, but some people are not privy to it. Not gonna be able to find that. And unfortunately now, what the hell? How did they get back there? Anyways, Minnesota now with the puck yet again. Maybe looking for that slot pass there was ZCD's, but nice pullback from him. Same with the Will gonna be there to clean it up for his line mates. Kakala just kind of sending it into someone that's crouched, by the way, there. And maybe looking for a pass. P3, not going to be able to find it. Gorius now back on the ice here. Gorius, maybe with a shot opportunity, but going to be defended really well there by ohLuvv. DCD's going to get off the ice eventually. Now, Biscuit back on the ice here. Gorius, fine for the puck on these boards here. Going to take it back to his, a little bit of a miscommunication play there. Brown and Gorius were both chasing the puck there. Nonetheless, though, Gorius went on with the puck in the corner here. Gonna try and break it out. But unfortunately, not gonna be able to get past ohLuvv. ohLuvv now taking his time, taking it back to his zone. We're gonna send it back over to Borderline Dumb. Borderline Dumb with a maybe a DP3 opportunity. Not gonna be able to find it. And Joe Dog maybe gonna send it over to the cross, but it's going to be read really well by this Minnesota defense. Minnesota really turned around this defensive side. I mean, they look like lost dogs out there, and yet in this game, they've just been really playing well. And Toronto, obviously, like Siffin said, you know, they haven't really been capitalizing on all the opportunities that they've gotten, but I still think that Minnesota are playing good, you know. Gorius trying to look for that slot pass, going to whiff over it. Arax now on the ice here. His Tango now probably going to be on here for this pass. Going to get it on the boards. Big hit on that play. Not going to be called, though, by the referee. Tango looking for a scoop. Nice move from him. Maybe with a shot. But he kind of just routes weirdly, and it's going to be in their zone. And nonetheless, Same with the Well going to be trying to break it out here. Same with the Well has been doing really well to break it out on Tango consistently. I mean, Tango has been putting on the pressure, but Same with the Well has not been getting stopped nonetheless. I can't speak. Anyways, Same with the Whale. Gonna send it over to nobody. And CCD's maybe with an opportunity. Couldn't run his legs over there. Same with the Whale. Just doing a whole lot of nothing. Mbappe special for sure there. Tango gonna pull it back. Take it up himself here, but Same with the Whale meets it first. Grumpy Bear now with the puck in his zone. Maybe with a shot on the far side, not going to find it. Kakala now with his pass, but it's going to get blocked away. And yet again, another pass was going to get blocked away by this Minnesota defense. And a quick glove down by Color Drip to control the situation there. Tango going to be able to eventually pass it up to Arax. Arax going to just a really heavy touch. And it's going to be a big pen on that play for sure. Sammy the Whale trying to hit the puck away over to the corner, but unfortunately hits Arax. And it's going to be a heavy touch from Arax. There could have been a great opportunity.
And I mean, honestly, just a series of tragic mistakes. Sammy the Whale completely losing Arax. Arax on a breakaway, hitting the puck way too far in front of them. SCP easily comes out and clears that, but in the scrum in front of the net, Sammy the Whale unfortunately beats the brakes off of Arax, and you just gotta hope he's okay at this point, Missia.
Yeah, I mean, Arax taking a lot of hits there. I mean, he probably is starting to bleed out there, and unfortunate for him, he just has to keep playing. Frown now with the puck here. Gonna get pung away by ohLuvv. ohLuvv maybe with an opportunity there. Not gonna find it. ohLuvv maybe overextending a little bit here. But he does have Cat Cutler behind him to help him out. Glorious now. Maybe could have gone a deep P3, but Alexa just kind of dump it there. Glorious with the puck behind his neck. Not going to be able to control it very well. ohLuvv just elected kind of kill the puck here. And Glorious maybe with a slot pass, but going to whiff over it. ohLuvv with a nice pass over to Sammy the West. Sammy the West with an opportunity, but he just completely misses, and the chat goes crazy here. And a big hit yet again on that corner.
I told you so now.
Huh?
Can I say I told you so now after that brick?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, nice. Well, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, screw you, jackass.
There.
And with an LC here now, JoeDog on the ice. Frumpy Bear going to take control. Going to just send it up to Borderline Dumb. And Frumpy Bear yet again. Just sending it up to Borderline Dumb, you know. Let Borderline Dumb take control. And JoeDog with a dangerous little crouch pinch there, but it works out eventually there. Now he's fighting for the puck in the corner here with Tango, but not going to be able to win it. Toronto are still down 3-2. If they can, get a glove on this play and stack, maybe they might be able to capitalize, but they're not getting anything from Minnesota. And eventually, Frumpy Bear is going to be able to break it out. And Frumpy Bear maybe with an opportunity to swap, but it's going to get gloved down by ColorDerp. A little bit too close to ColorDerp's glove there. JoeDog fighting for the puck in the corner here. I believe Borderline Dumb is playing a little bit too off the puck currently. I think he needs to just do something himself. I mean, on the line with the Frumpy Bear and JoeDog. Borderline Dumb trying to break it out on ARX. ARX playing well on this forecheck. 20 seconds on the clock remaining. Toronto needs to find something here. Sends it up to Frumpy Bear. Is Borderline Dumb, but not going to find anything. Yet again, really well played by Minnesota. Borderline Dumb with an opportunity to shoot, but he just elects to pass it into the defender. Tango now with the puck in the zone. It seems like this will do it for game 2. And one quick opportunity left, but nothing going to come of it. Minnesota winning that one 3-2. As now we're going to be going into a game 3 at Minnesota's rink. So we'll see you there. Just going to have to take a quick plane ride. A little short 5-minute break.
Oh my God, shut up.
And welcome back, Blockey Hockey Nation, to this Game 3 now. Series is currently tied 1-1. This game decides which team will move on to the semifinals. This is the first conclusion of a series that we will see in the S28 playoffs. So I'm excited to see how it goes. We're going to send it over to the new member of our desk, Shoulder XD. Did you watch the last two games by any chance?
So, you're not trying to tune in here and there, but you could, probably not. No, I don't think so. No. All
right. Well, we'll get a new, fresh perspective on this. I think a big issue with Toronto, especially last game, was their scoring. Looking at their roster right now, Shoulder, who do you think can step up and start potting some goals for him?
Yeah, I think we have to look at Borderline Dumb. He's been a star player all season long for that Rockets team. Taking miles over to, Cat Killer too. I think these are two players that, can, really get the puck in the net today. And, to do or die for this team.
Yeah, and I think Borderline Dumb did have one last game. I don't know if he had both of them, but he had at least one last game, and he's actually looking pretty good for them. I think maybe on occasion he is taking an extra touch or an extra pass before shooting, especially on a goalie as weak as Color Derp. But overall, he has looked solid. And now I'm going to send it off to Greatness, aka Igrushka. Looking at this Minnesota team, obviously played a lot better in that game too. What do you think was the difference maker for them, and how can they bring that into Game 3?
Honestly, I really think the difference there was Color Derp. Like, he had one crucial glove at the very end on a slot pass that I definitely thought was going to get potted. So I think if Color Derp is able to keep it up and Gorius remembers to stay on defense because he's playing with not as experienced players, then they'll really be able to do something as long as the goals keep coming like they have been all season.
Yeah, and speaking of the goals coming like they have been all season, unfortunately, once again, they will be down Badgers, so they will have a bit less scoring potential. However, Tango and ZCD still have been looking like a really strong first-line forward duo. We'll send it over to Missia. Do you think that they were playing good last game? Like, how good do you think that they've been doing this series?
That first game was I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. That was a terrible game for Minnesota. That second game, they cleaned it up a little bit, but it mostly has just been Toronto kind of just bricking on those opportunities that they've gotten themselves. I think Minnesota definitely cleaned it up a lot. They looked a lot better there. I think they're capable of winning. It's just they just gotta fix a little bit of their mistakes in terms of just kind of setting it into a defender waiting for them,
And anyway, off to these Game 3 score predictions. We'll start with the new guy, Shoulder.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and have Minnesota. I think they're, on paper, they're probably the worst team, but, I see like a little bit of an upset, I'm going to take them 3-2. 3-2 Minnesota.
Grushka?
2-1 Toronto.
I'm going to go with Toronto 2-1 in double overtime. Missia?
Minnesota 3-2 overtime.
I really hope it doesn't go to overtime because I have a wife and kids to get back to at home. We'll
cap.
send it up to Missia for the desk.
And Toronto gonna win that face-off initially. But Minnesota now with the puck in their own zone. Gonna be a quick pass from ZCD to the cross, but not gonna be able to reach it as Tango. Now, nice pullback for Jodog. Jodog maybe with a shot opportunity, but it's gonna get swatted away by ZCD. It's a really good swat there. Jodog now maybe looking for a shot, but it's gonna just hit it into Arax's stick. Arax now maybe electing to take it up. Nice pullback for Jodog. Jodog now with an opportunity on the boards, not gonna rip it, unfortunately. So 0 shots registered, and yet again another shot. And for some reason, Color Derp within his net there for no reason. Not sure why he did that, but maybe he was just kind of having some fun. And a pass from Arax to the middle, very ill-advised. Unfortunately, Toronto not going to be able to capitalize, and ZCD's pulling it back on the boards there. Not going to be able to find it. Maybe going to look for a slot pass. He's going to be able to get it, but it's not going to have enough power on that. Sammy Doyle now with control of the puck. Kind of just waiting and seeing what he could do there. Just surveying his surroundings. Not going to find anything as Bogorius is going to be on this puck here. Now, Biscuit trying to break it out here on Toronto. Not going to find it as Borderline Dumb takes control. It's going to be a nicer ping, though, from this Minnesota defense. Gorius now with control in his own zone. Taking it behind around his net. Gorius is probably going to try and break it out as he has been this whole series. He's been really been playing incredible in these corners. Kind of denying any chances that Toronto could get. Frown now with all the time in the world. It's going to be an intentional offside. Yo, ref! Intentional offsides! Anyways.
It's not intentional. However, it did look like there was a miscommunication as both players tagged up at completely different sides. Therefore, the play was never onside.
Ref! Intentional. Anyways.
Okay.
Frown, maybe just trying to pass it up to Gorius, you know. Gorius is center on the line, you know, and Frown kind of been playing a little bit wishy-washy these past few games. Definitely been some mistakes from him on that defensive side. Nonetheless, though, probably with a nice pass over to the slot, but borderline dump just choking on that one. Not going to be able to finish that, as now Minnesota trying to just dump it up yet again. Borderline dump with an opportunity. I'm not repeating that. And Gorius pulling it back, maybe with a shot, but it's going to be collapsed on by every single Toronto player. Nice ping from Gorius now into this corner here. Gorius maybe looking for a slot pass here. Nice pullback from him. It's going to be hit over to the slot of bench. It's going to be able to finish on that. And what a great goal for Minnesota to lead the game 1-0 halfway into this first period.
And story of the series, Toronto gets like 5 chances, whiffs on all of them. Minnesota buries the first one, the second they get it. And I believe that there was a misplay. There's a scrum in front. The puck cleared by Toronto to the high slot. ZCD just sitting there and just blew hard, deep threes it far side. Now that's a nice shot. And ZCD known to be a shooter and takes no extra touches, just P3s it, and that's exactly what I feel like teams need to do in the playoffs. So good on him.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a FOV there. Will be called away. Did my did my mic get quieter by chance?
It did. It feels fine, I think now.
Okay. And a really quick shot there for Minnesota yet again. The sniper not gonna be able to finish on that, and Minnesota now with the puck in control. And they're fighting for it. No one has clear opportunity to get it, and Crackle are eventually going to be able to win that one now and scooping around and kind of lets Arax get back on that back check there. Maybe a little bit of a mistake there from Cat Cutler. Tango now with the puck. Pass it right into Cat Cutler's stick, and a nice pass over to Joe Dog. Joe Dog not going to be able to hit it in time. Is a better ping from Minnesota. Sammy the Whale with a slot pass, I think. I'm not honestly sure. It might have been a shot, but not going to be able to finish. As Joe Dog now, I need to stop saying that word. As now, ZCD's fine for the puck in the corner here. A little bit of a hit there. Not going to be called by the referee. Sammy the Whale going to take it up the boards here. Going to be met by Tango. Tango on his own in the zone here. Maybe going to look for a Michigan. He's going to... Oh, my... I don't even know what he was trying to do there. Pessy step into a shot on the far side. Not going to find it. Borderline dumb now. Maybe with a shot on that boards, but gonna find it. Tango gonna send it up to Evil Biscuit. Okay, he needs to take an LC, and eventually he does. Gorius now on the ice here. Biscuit okay with an opportunity. Nice pullback from him, but he's gonna whiff over it. Borderline now. Just trying to as hard as to break it out on Gorius. Gorius has been playing incredible on whoever line he's against. Gorius now taking it up by himself. Biscuit kind of just hitting into the crouch defender. No, shot opportunity for Toronto and Collider. Really good save from him. Kind of shot into his own chest, but nonetheless a great save from the goaltender there. Standing strong. As Gorius now finding for the puck in this offensive zone. Borderline dumb. Eventually going to find it. Going to cross it over to Joe Dog. Joe Dog with an opportunity and an incredible save from Color Derp. And a cross pass over to Borderline Dumb. Borderline Dumb with another opportunity. Not going to find it. And a stall pass almost getting to Joe Dog's stick. But again, Minnesota very valiant on this defensive side. Borderline Dumb with a pullback out the corner. Oh my God. Yeah, dude. Oh, no save from Blader. What the heck? Oh my Lord. Frumpy Bear trying to scoop it past Minnesota. Not going to find it. Front Bear with an opportunity. Gonna send it to the slot. No one there. And Minnesota gonna take control. What it is? What a series of events there.
Finally, at least one decent shot in that exchange from Joe Dog on the Toronto side.
And a nice shot yet again! Oh, my bad. I gotta cut you off.
No. I was cutting you off.
Oh, all right.
The play-by-play guy. I just
You're
didn't want to ruin the moment.
Yeah, that's fine. Sammy the Whale now. With control of this puck. Gonna send it up to Cat Cuddler. Trying to break it out here is Cat Cuddler, but not gonna find it. And a dangerous opportunity there from Sammy the Whale. Surprised he didn't just try clearing it. Gonna eventually get past, but a nice back check, and it's gonna be a nice shot from Minnesota, but it's gonna get blocked away. And now, period ends. It's gonna be 1-0 for Minnesota. Gonna send it back over to Siphon.
Yeah, you know, I'm used to only talking during the intermissions, the in-betweens, but you look like you needed a breath there after that exchange, Missia. Anyway, a very eventful period, especially towards the end. Somehow, despite being down 6-2 in shots, Minnesota leads this game 1-0. Greatness. What the hell is Minnesota winning right now? What the hell is happening?
Oh my god, Color Derp is the next coming of a Vezina candidate. Like, what in the world did we just see? Color Derp with at least 4 glove saves, all like P3s coming so... I can't finish what I was gonna say, but some very powerful P3 shots at Color Derp, and he's able to glove all of them, and even a P2 that was coming to his far side, and he gloved it. If he continues playing like this, I feel like Toronto are just going to get so frustrated they won't be able to score, so that's definitely how Minnesota's doing it right now.
Yeah, and especially when you let the other team get one early, sometimes you can just get walled by a goalie on a good day. That is just something that can happen in playoff hockey, and it seems to be what's been happening to Toronto so far. Shoulder XD, what do you think Toronto has to do to get one past Color Derp?
I don't think they can. I'm gonna be honest, bro. That guy's a brick wall. That actually might be like one of the most impressive like goalie like periods I've ever seen. Like I don't watch a lot of BHL games, but like oh my god, that guy's I don't know what they can do. I'm not gonna lie. They just gotta start shooting better. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, he has been playing good. I do think that sometimes they're passing up shot opportunities to take an extra touch and try to get a better quality shot. But I have seen, I know for a fact I've at least seen Borderline Dumb and Frumpy Bear both just take extra touches when they've had P3 opportunities. But now on to Minnesota. Missia, what can they do to solidify this defense and take some of the pressure off of Color Derp?
Honestly, it's just going to have to be a little bit more disciplined play. I mean, I think Minnesota are getting a little bit antsy there with that early goal there. So if they could just play a little bit more disciplined, you know, play a little bit more haram ball, they might be able to do something here. As the face-off will now commence. Toronto with a quick shot off the face-off! Cat Cuddler going to be able to equalize that! And it's going to be a great goal! 1-1 now! 7 shots to 2 for Toronto.
And, you know, all of that talk around, you know, the Color Derp being a brick wall and how are Toronto going to score, and I mean, that is one way to do it indeed. A face-off win into an instant P3 from Cat Cuddler. It's well placed on the far side. It looked like Arax may have been screening Color Derp. Those shots are always really hard for goalies to save. And I mean, just a really good face-off play from Toronto to tie this game back up.
Yeah, an incredible play there. And Minnesota now maybe on the back feet here. They are currently down 7 shots to 2. I personally believe that Toronto has been playing a lot better in this game 3. And someone mute up, please. Someone, yo, whoever's watching. All right, anyways, yeah, I believe that Toronto's been playing a lot better there, this game. So it really is Toronto's game to win. Tango with a pass over to the cross, but the ACDs might be able to catch it. Not going to be able to in time though. Toronto now with the puck. Maybe gonna find a shot for Minnesota, and eventually does. Tango with a DP3. What a great passing play there from Arax to Tango, and it's gonna be 2-1. Minnesota they're just incredible on finishing these plays, man.
Yeah, I mean, incredible burying from Minnesota. They've had 3 shots scored on 2 of them. I mean, some of that can maybe be attributed to SCP in net, not the most well-known BHL goaltender. But, I mean, these shots have just been pretty good. I think these would have gone in on a lot of goalies. A bit of a chaotic neutral zone play on that one. The puck finds its way to Arax, who just P2s it instantly to the middle. And an incredibly simple play from Minnesota, maybe showing Toronto how it's done. 2 touches and it's in the back of their net.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my god, I said it again. I hate you, Siffin. Anyways, Minnesota now. With the fucking Toronto zone, but Toronto eventually going to be able to break it out here. ohLuvv. Kind of just waiting to see what Minnesota does here. Biscuit okay with the puck in the corner. Maybe looking for a slot pass, but kind of whiffs over it. As ohLuvv. Let's just dump it over to borderline dumb. Borderline dumb not going to be able to catch it in time, though. As ohLuvv kind of being pressured by Biscuit. Going to be chased. Biscuit with the puck. Possession. Maybe going to find that slot pass, but no one's there to receive it. And yet again, another opportunity. It's going to go over to the blue line with a 5-hole opportunity for Frown, but he whiffs right over that one. And Gorius now with the puck on the blue line here. Going to lose it eventually to that Toronto defender. Borderline dumb maybe with an opportunity to that far side. And Color not ready for that one. Toronto with their equalizer. Borderline dumb playing incredibly in this series. It's now 2-2.
And an incredible shot from Borderline Dumb. I think I have seen him whiff that at least twice this series so far, but you know what they say, third time is the charm. And I mean, that's no hate to him. That is a very difficult shot to pull off from the outside, scooping it in and 5-holing it off of the scoop hit. It's a very difficult mechanic to do, especially in a playoff game, but Borderline Dumb manages to find it this time, and it's a well-placed shot, far side, past Colorder.
Yeah, and Colorder trying to read that. That's a FOV for sure. But Colorder was trying his hardest to read that. You saw him shifting around in his net. Maybe that might have attributed to that goal being let up. You know, not one of the highest quality shots I could have expected, but nonetheless, Minnesota switching centers here for ZCDs. And a nice pass to Cat Color from Sammy the Whale. Not going to be able to finish on that. And Sammy the Whale with a nice shot. Deep P3 there. And Color Derp, though, head on his heels, you know, he's ready. He's here. And eventually saves that. Now Cat Color on these boards here. Tango. Fighting for it. Alexa kind of just dump it. And a pass over to the cross. No one is there for Toronto. Joe Dog, though, playing good on that forecheck here. Sammy the Well with another opportunity. Maybe going to take a deep 3-3, but he elects to pass to Sammy the Well, though, now taking control with some nice tech to nobody whatsoever. And now Cat Color on the puck here. Tango gonna eventually win that out. He's gonna take it into Toronto's zone, but Sammy the Well there to clean it up for him. And a nice one-timer opportunity for Joe Dog. Joe Dog, though, going wide left of the net there. Would have been a great play. Joe Dog now with a pullback off the corner here. Tango now taking control. And try to take it up, maybe with a shot opportunity. Quickly 3, gonna go in on the close side there. And SCP not ready for that one. Tango going 3-2, gonna take back the lead here. What an incredible game here, back and forth action. What an incredible game, man.
And I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't see that one coming. ohLuvv giving Tango a lot of space in the middle, and the second he got close to the red line, I could kind of see the pass P3 coming. Goes short side on SCP. Maybe not the goal you want to let in, but fast P3s, regardless, are really hard to save even when they are from deep. And I mean, Minnesota's 3 for 4 on shooting. It's very impressive stuff from them.
Yeah, and I mean, oh my god, not again. Oh my, no! Yet again, we see it in the series. A Toronto defender just clears it over to someone wide open on Minnesota. And it's just buried back and forth. I mean, Minnesota are up 4-2. The momentum has shifted completely this game.
And you can't even blame that one on SCP. Like, that can't even be blamed on the goaltender. This for the second time this game. The first one being ZCD's first goal. It just gets cleared to the Minnesota winger. It's just really not what you want from a defensive core that is supposed to be carrying this Toronto team.
Yeah. Oh my God! Stop! You called it out one time. I can't say it anymore. But Borderline Dumb now. Gonna clear it to the corner. Gorius now on this puck. Trying to fight for the possession here. Eventually, Gorius wins that out. ohLuvv. Gonna send it over to the cross. Nobody's there to reach it in time. Frown. Gonna send it over to Gorius. Gorius, maybe with a shot opportunity, but it's gonna be defended well by ohLuvv. ohLuvv. Maybe trying to break it out, but Gorius maybe with an opportunity to send it to the slot. Nothing coming of it. Frown gonna just send it over to this cross over here. Nothing gonna come. Now from here with a shot on that far side. ohLuvv ready to save that one. A good save for him. And put it on dome. Maybe with a shot to the post abuse, but not gonna be able to finish. And Sammy the Whale taking control. Trying to break it out himself. Gonna eventually do so with a shot. Gonna be a nice save though for ohLuvv. Tango. Gonna just dump it out. Maybe look for some LCs on Minnesota's side. ZCDs now playing really well on this forecheck here on Sammy the Whale. It's gonna get hit into SCP's chest there. Obviously nothing's gonna come of it. Cat Color now taking it down on the boards. Maybe with a shot opportunity from deep, but it's gonna get crouched down by Arax. ZCD's now trying to break it out the boards here. Arax with an opportunity, but it's going to get defended well yet again by Sammy the Whale. And Sammy the Whale has been playing incredible. I'll say it yet again. I mean, he really has been the whole first line, honestly. He's just really creating almost every single opportunity for them. And Sammy the Whale now in the corner with a pullback. Going to be big hits on the play. I mean, that's not going to get called by the referee, though. And that was definitely a pen, in my opinion. It's going to be another fast P3 for Tango. And yet again, it's going to be a hat trick. What an incredible play from Tango. And in the most crucial time, too, in Game 3 for Minnesota, he takes over.
And you gotta wonder if that is reviewable. I do believe it is going to be under review. That did look like a hit. And, I mean, if you're Toronto, you have to challenge this one. You can't afford to go down 3 even at the risk of the penalty. And you gotta wonder if the ref just didn't see that, because I would agree with you. I do think that is a penalty. And about what you were saying earlier with Sammy the Whale being the whole first line, I mean, at this point, I think I gotta agree with you there. I mean, Cat Cuddler's been playing pretty solid. I know he had a goal in Game 1. I don't think he's had, no, he does have one of the goals this game off of the face-off. But he hasn't been doing much in terms of creating. And JoeDog, who I believe is the winger for this line, again, a goal in Game 1, but not much after that.
Yeah, and Toronto are currently bickering with the referee here, trying to get a challenge on that penalty there, the hit I previously called, but I don't believe it's possible to challenge a penalty. It is?
It is. I believe they're doing it now. That's why the play stopped, I think.
It's a ref review if he looks at it. Well, nonetheless, this is probably going to get challenged.
Is going to take a second look. I believe it is on the part of the ref, not on the part of Toronto. So I don't think there is a risk of a penalty. I believe he's just going to go back and take a look. But yeah, I mean, could potentially be Tango's third of the game, a hat trick for him. But I have to think. Oh, we're seeing the call now. We'll see if he retains the hat trick or not.
Yeah, and if this does get called back, Toronto can still sneak into the game. I mean, we're only late into the second here. There's a whole another third period. And the goal will not stand. It was a penalty on the play there. Missed by the referee in the moment. And Toronto with a lifeline here, you know. Maybe going to be able to get back into this game here, Stefan.
I believe they will also have a power play. And I think they're looking like they might take a timeout on top of that and try to stack for the last minute and a half of the second. I don't hate the idea. I think they need to get as much momentum back now as he can.
I mean, yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, if you can get a goal here, it's 4-3. I mean, going to the third, anything can happen. I mean, it's a Game 3 in the playoffs. Both of these teams are fighting for their playoff contention. And if you can get a goal here and make it a 4-3 game, the third period looks a little bit more scary for Minnesota, especially because Toronto honestly has been playing so much better. It's just been, they're just incapable of bearing it.
I mean, I don't even think that's the issue of this game. ohLuvv has had some outstanding saves on some really well-placed and fast shots. I don't even think their shooting is the issue there. I do think, like I said earlier, I think they are sometimes taking the extra touch, but I mean, it's not really been a huge issue for them, not nearly as much as it was in Game 2.
Yeah, you actually might be right here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like to admit that you're right, but I guess I will just this once.
Okay.
And the line they're gonna be running here. Oh, what an aggressive play from Gorius. Maybe with an opportunity, a pass over to the cross for Borderline dumb. Unfortunately, not gonna be able to reach. And now Borderline maybe gonna look for a pass over to Cat Cuddler. Minnesota has been playing a little bit too aggressive, in my own opinion, on this power play. Borderline dumb with a shot, almost gonna ring into that close side, but nothing coming of it. It's gonna be an own goal from A-Rex! What a play! I mean, I don't even really think Cat Color was capable of hitting that one. So A-Rex own goaling here is it's really a momentum shifter, dude. I mean, you just hate to see that.
I mean, they needed to get a goal in any way possible, and an own goal will do. However unfortunate it is for A-Rex. I mean, some own goals can kind of be chalked up to like weird Minecraft mechanics. I mean, sometimes the goalie will just slide, it'll get hit to the side, bounce off the goalie and stuff. No, I mean, that one, A-Rex just instinct flicked on the puck and smacked it directly into his own net. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it happens to the best of us.
Hey, I mean, we just saw Prime A-Rex right there, though. Let me tell you. I ain't never seen him hit a slot pass like that in like a year or something. So
well, that's because you're
Prime
young as
A-Rex.
hell.
All right. Anyways, Sam with the Whale now, breaking out his zone yet again. I wonder how many zone exits he has. That's going to be an interesting stat to see after this series. And a nice shot for Sammy the Whale there. But
He has 8 right now.
only. I'm actually shocked. Anyways. Wait, no, only? Wait, in second period. Anyways, nonetheless, quick little breakout here. Boris, though, ready for that one. Trying to look for a slot pass there. Not going to be able to find it. Cat Color defending this one behind the net. Maybe looking for a pass up the same side. Going to take a little bit of his own time here. Nothing coming of it. And a goal there for, a glove there for Vanilla Egg. Vanilla Egg finally showing. I just realized, wow. He's out there, man. And he's got the Luke goalie mask. What a goat. Anyways, we'll send it back over to the desk with Siphon.
And maybe that's the primary reason that Toronto took a timeout so they could switch goaltenders. Either way, I think it was a good decision nonetheless to take an aggressive timeout while being down 2. But Toronto has managed to keep this game within 1 somehow after a lot of chaos in that period. Shoulder XD, after watching that period, do you think Toronto can bring it back?
Yeah, you know, I was very high on Minnesota, but you know, what a hectic half or period right there. I mean, a lot of goals. You know, there's a disallowed goal, there's an own goal. You know, there's a lot of stuff. So, you know, I think if Toronto really want to win this game, you know, they have to start playing as a team more. You know, they have to start, you know, believing in themselves. Because right now, you know, I think they are the better team, even though they are down 1. They have double the shots that Minnesota have. So, you know, we'll see what they can do in this last period.
And obviously, we're going to go back to a topic that was most notable at the beginning of this series, but Minnesota being down Badgers and Toronto being down both their starting goaltender, Rayado, and Jed Wando. Agrushka, is there a team that you think was more impacted by being shorthanded this series?
Well, I think the obvious answer could be Minnesota because Badgers create so much offense for them, but I low-key think that it's been understated on this desk so far that Jed Wando is not there for Toronto, because I think if Jed Wando is on the ice, Toronto definitely could have 2 or 3 more goals with such a good finisher that he is. So I think that that's actually impacting them a lot, and they could really use someone to channel his energy in pot 1 this period.
Yeah, and I mean, you will not catch me sleeping on Jed Wando. I think he's been great this season. Definitely a huge absence. Badgers, I would argue, maybe a bit more important to this Minnesota team. He is a huge part of their scoring. And Missia, I mean, this game could go to overtime. I believe my score prediction was 5-4 Minnesota in overtime. Do you think Toronto, if this does go to overtime, do you think either team has an edge?
Personally, I'm taking Toronto. I mean, they have such good depth, and Minnesota are currently missing out on Badgers, so they will have one, you know, little chud on the ice there. So it might be a little bit bad for them, and nonetheless, though, it's going to be a period starting here. Face-off has already commenced. I'm a little late here, anyways. Sammy the Whale behind his own net. currently just biding his time, trying to see what the defense is going to give him here, and he's going to eventually pass it. JoeDog with a nice one-time opportunity to the cross, but it's going to get swatted away by ZCDs. Nice slot pass for Cat Color to JoeDog, but it's going to get crouched on by the Minnesota defense here. And a nice slot pass yet again! Cat Color eventually going to get that over to JoeDog, and JoeDog, the rookie, might I say it again, going to be able to finish that. And it's the equalizer, 4-4 in Minnesota's rink. I mean, this is incredible.
And I would argue one of the simplest plays we've seen from this Toronto team all night. I mean, Cat Cuddler, a really simple corner move, beats the Minnesota defender and then just P2s it to JoeDog waiting in the slot. Absolutely textbook. And I believe only 4 touches from the corner to the goal. Exactly what I personally wanted to see more out of them. I think they are on occasion just doing extra stuff, but no extra touches to be found on that play.
Yeah, finally, I mean, they're taking our advice. I think they're listening in. They might be cheating, guys, but nonetheless, Sammy the Whale looking for a shot opportunity, and unfortunately, it's just gonna get pung away as Cat Color takes it back to his own net, his own corner here, and ZCD's pulling it back out the corner here. Nothing gonna be found. Tango. Well, looks like he's lagging a little bit. Maybe with a shot. Not gonna go in on Vanilla Egg though. Finally, they do have an actual goalie in net, so maybe the tides will change a little bit there, on that front at least. Tango with a nice pullback, gonna look for an opportunity, but nothing gonna be coming there. It's great defense coming out from Cat Cuddler overall this whole series. Tango with a shot on the close side, gonna ring off the post though. Well, actually, it didn't even ring, but it should have. Anyways, gonna go off the post. Sammy the Whale now trying to break it out himself. Up these boards he goes, and he's gonna get a shot. Maybe gonna get crouched out though by Minnesota. Water, yet again on the puck here, going into his own, into the corner here. Maybe looking for a shot. Not gonna find it. Biscuit okay now. Gonna pass it up to Goris. Goris gonna have to chase here, and the puck kind of goes in a weird direction because both Toronto defenders pung it. Goris now in his own corner, sending it to the slot. But unfortunately, it's going to be defended well by Toronto. Gorius now on these boards, fighting for the puck possession. Not going to find it. ohLuvv is going to be the winner of that. But he whiffs over the puck, so yet again, we're back here in the same spot. Gorius now going to maybe look for a fancy little pass there. Not going to be able to finish on that. And ohLuvv with an opportunity to pass it up, but kind of whistle over yet again. A little bit of whiffage coming out here from the Unk. Now, we're in Minnesota's corner here, but eventually going to be able to break it out. Biscuit, okay, with a shot. Not Biscuit. Gores with a shot, but it's going to go a little bit far right there. And borderline dumb. Marching down the boards here. Going to be defended by 2, though, so not going to be able to break that one out. Gores with a pullback. Doing a little bit too much here, I believe. And borderline dumb with a high quality opportunity there. Not going to be able to finish on that. Unfortunate for him. Borderline dumb, though. Sending it back up to Frumpy Bear. Tango, though, taking control. Gonna be able to get past Cat Color. Is Tango. Tango with a shot! Gonna go a little too far there. I mean, unfortunate for him. Really good opportunity. Tango now sending over to the red circles. Jesus, this is really unique gameplay here. And Tango now. Not gonna be able to win that one. Arax hanging it behind his net here. Sending it up over to ZCDs. ZCDs over to Tango. Gonna be read well by Sammy the Whale. Sammy the Whale with a DP3! And Toronto are back in this game! 5-4!
And after being down 4-2, Toronto manages to find 3 unanswered goals. And I mean, I don't know what Minnesota is gonna do. I mean, they've been playing pretty solid, but with a stronger goaltender in net in Vanilla Egg for Toronto, and only 7 shots versus Toronto 17. Sorry, I don't know how they're gonna find a way back into this game. I mean, they've had some looks, but nothing that nothing that's really looked like a super strong opportunity.
Yeah, and face-offs commence now. Sammy the Whale, a little bit of a dangerous little curve there, but eventually going to break free. maybe looking for a shot. Going to be a big hit there on the play, but nothing going to be called there by Wapex. Wapex, seasoned veteran, you know, in the reffing. A lot of opinions on how he refs, but nonetheless, we're going to see. Samuel Will breaking it out yet again. Going to try and get free of Frown, but Frown playing very disciplined there. Sending it up to Gorius. Gorius now on the puck here in the corner. Fighting for it is Gorius on Sammy, but nothing coming here. He's going to get locked down. Sammy the Whale now. Not going to find the breakout that he would like there. Gorius on this puck. He's very, very good on this forecheck. I mean, he's been annoying to every single one of them. Maybe the close eye was open there for a second, but nonetheless, Vanilla going to be able to clear that back to the corner. Gorius now still on this corner. I mean, he's just been incredible all night, but he just really has been pulling the Mbappe special, to be honest. So, unfortunate for him. Now, we're in Minnesota's zone here. Trying to be breaking it out, but nonetheless, not going to find it. Eventually, Gorius does almost get there, but Toronto have been playing really good on this forecheck. Not really giving him any opportunities at all to break it out by themselves. And it's currently at the third period. I mean, it's 50 seconds. I mean, we need to start doing something here, Minnesota. And Minnesota now gonna maybe send it over to Tango. Tango, the hero of Minnesota this game, almost had a hat trick. Got called away though. Arax with a pass over to the cross. Not gonna find it. Gorius really slow right now. I mean, he's been on the ice for so long. Arax with a pass over to Gorius. Gorius not gonna be able to do anything with that one. Arax gets sent back into his own zone. Will this be it for Minnesota's season? J-Dog playing really well on this forecheck. Really just picking and poking at that puck here. Now we're stuck in Minnesota's zone for so long. So many seconds have gone by. Will Minnesota be able to do anything? Tango completely lagging over the puck. What an unfortunate circumstance. Tango almost looking for a fastball P3 there. Corey sending over to the cross. Corey's not going to be able to do anything. J-Dog with the final opportunity. Not going to be doing anything there. And Toronto win the game 5-4. What a comeback for them. They were down, what? I don't even know what they were down, honestly.
4-2.
4-2. An incredible goal back. 3 unanswered goals.
And truly an incredible series, back and forth all night. Toronto, after game 2, looked like they were kind of out of it, but managed to somehow pull it back, down 4-2 with about a minute left in the second, scoring 3 unanswered and then holding on for dear life. And that is going to be the series, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a way to end it. Thank you for being with us. Thank you to everyone on the desk tonight. Sedulis, Grushka. I'm not going to name everyone. Nonetheless, good night,
Literally
BHL.
just Shoulder and me. All right.
Nah, I hate you too.
It's
Anyways,
too much
nonetheless, we're going to
work.
end it here. Good night, BHL. And we'll see you for the game on Sunday. Yeah.